And we are starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Epstein Files Review. If you didn't read the description of this channel, we are going to be reviewing every single piece of information that they have given us, courtesy of the Department of Justice. So if you don't know how to get on the Epstein Files, go to any search engine you have, type in Epstein Files, click on Epstein Library, confirm your age, you are 18, and also everyone needs to be over the age of 18 if you're on this Epstein Library voyage like we are, so consider that the disclaimer. And we are going to go to this box and we are going to type in Epstein File Transparency Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros, I believe, and a 1, because we are going to start on the very first file. And there it is. So, starting from the very beginning, let's get into it. All right, so it appears that 9 East 71st Street. So this is Jeffrey Epstein's New York abode, mansion, whatever you want to call it. So this is the first picture that they've taken. We're just starting down the rabbit hole. All right, now to go to the next one, we are just going to delete the 1 and press 2. Now, mind you, there are millions of files, so this could take years, but that's what we're here for. So this is the outside of Epstein's estate right here. Looks like he's got this mahogany wood door and this fortress thing going on here as far as his house goes. I'm going to keep it moving until we see something interesting. Okay, another view. Keeping it moving. All right, J.E. Jeffrey Epstein. All right, continuing on. Number 9. This must have been his unit. So far, nothing too crazy, but it looks like this is the calm before. Oh, there we go. So this must have been when law enforcement found their way in. We say that with quotation marks, into his residence, into his property. It's an interesting doorknob there. Looks like woven rope or something like that. But yeah, so they clearly breached. I'm sure this was not with his permission. And obviously, they'd want to make this kind of breach untimely to Mr. Epstein, because if there was something that needed to be hidden, he probably would have hid it already. There's another look at that door. It looks like they might have used some sort of like crowbar or something like that. All right, moving right along. Okay, now the door is open. Let's see what kind of interesting things they found in Mr. Epstein's house. I'm sure it's quite interesting. Another angle of the door there. Alright, just gonna keep on. Okay, so we got a front hallways, got some pictures on the wall, railings, shiny doors. Nothing too crazy so far. It's a nice looking door. Okay, he's got some sort of, this must have been the picture that was either to the left or the right. I believe it was the right. Got some mountains in the back, but that's not what we're here for. If you want to look at art, you can go look at Bob Ross YouTube channel. There's some more art, unless it's art that, is telling as far as what he's accused of. Okay, so it's another close-up of the door there. Alrighty, 14. Oh, look at this. Okay, so now it's already getting interesting. We've got Bill Clinton, it appears, in a blue dress. Definitely not something someone would normally have in the walkway of their house, but this is Jeffrey Epstein we're talking about in red shoes. And look at this computer. I mean, this looks like something that they would have for use of security at Walmart. This is in his house. Definitely odd. Okay, moving right along. Look at all those monitors, jeez. He's definitely watching something. Now, with these type of investigative photos, I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of duplicates and things like that. So you're just going to have to bear with me as we go through them. Okay, so this looks like a desk view. 3 doors here is like possibly a bathroom, hallway perhaps. I'm sure they took lots of pictures. Like I said, they had millions of files in the Epstein files, so I'm sure there's going to be tons of duplicates at some point. Okay, this looks like, what is this? See if we can zoom in a little bit. Cooling tower. Okay, it looks like some sort of cleaning company. Nothing too crazy there. All right, looks like some sort of servers. He's got like a Marshall hat. Is that with a screwdriver through it or something? I don't know, that's different. Alright, we are already through 20 images. Only 4 million to go. Okay, looks like some sort of electric panel or roofing. Maybe goes to some sort of ventilation dock or something like that. Some tools. Just maybe some maintenance stuff. Alright. Hallway. I don't know if this is like tapes or something like that. What is that? Okay, that looks like it's more tools. I thought this was like a gun lock box. Yeah, this looks like one of those tool boxes, so maybe this is just more of that tool stuff. We're just gonna go right along. We're just gonna find our way down the rabbit hole. Okay, there's a crowbar. I don't know if this is the one they used to break in. What is this on? This looks like some sort of... Is that a Wi-Fi router or something? Okay. Moving right along. Very basic looking toilet, sink, some marble there. Looks like a shower. All right, so maybe some storage closet. I'm just gonna mosey on down the yellow brick road here. All right, I don't know if that's like a suitcase or something there. This looks like he's got some phones or something over here. Little mail wall. Guess they weren't lying about him having that picture of Bill Clinton on his wall in a dress. We've already seen that, so that's definitely true. That's no longer a speculation. Okay, it says Paris Zorro. We know he had a Zorro Ranch and a Zorro Trust, I believe. So maybe these are like his businesses. Okay, there's that. Let me see. It's this might be St. James, or is that, no, that's not Ghislaine. I think these are properties, perhaps. Actually, yeah, because PB could be Palm Beach, the Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, Little St. James. Maybe he's got a place in Paris. All right, closet. If there's something to find, we're gonna find it. And there's Bill Clinton in his red shoes again. I wonder if there's anything interesting about these books here. Clarity. Yep, that's what we're looking for. See what is going on here. Gonna keep on going down the rabbit hole. All right, looks like some sort of FBI marking. As far as evidence, this looks like a bookshelf. Okay, looks like an office. Got some pictures on the wall. Nothing too crazy here. What we got over here? Looks like Marilyn Monroe's on the wall. Little fanfare. All right, this looks like some sort of African statue or artifact. And this looks like a different angle of the same office. All right, there's that bookshelf. This rug gives this room like a round effect. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right, so these are those pictures. A little closer, looks like Muhammad Ali there. Some creepy monster looking thing. Robert Redford. Wonder what we have over here. Wonder what that sign says. It's got a glare on it. You can't really see it. Some kind of statue thing. Some candies. I wonder what those were for. All right. Okay, this looks like another closet here. Eyeglass cleaning, tissue, large envelopes, pens. Man, this guy labeled everything. And I encourage everybody, if you want to definitely look into these files yourself. I know if you don't really know what you're looking for, with the whole search bar thing, they made it into finding a needle in a haystack. But obviously, numerically, we were able to figure out that the files are obviously numbered, and you can start at 1. This hasn't been mentioned yet, but I figured it out. So we're at number 37 because people have been typing in random numbers and just discovering stuff, but why look at it in pieces? We could look at it in its totality. Fire and Fury Inside the Trump White House by Michael Wolff. All right. Okay. This looks like a sink. Nothing too crazy there. Now, as far as the breakdown of this, let me know what you guys want as far as the video. Should I do hour-long videos? Should I do 15 minutes? Should I do 30? Because I don't want to overburden you guys, with too much information. Okay, so we're in a bathroom, and there's an interesting picture here. Let's zoom in here. All right, what do we got here? It looks like, oh, that's hilarious. So you've got Jeffrey Epstein, you've got Bill Clinton, and this appears to be Barack Obama. And I don't know if he's waving or flipping off the camera. I don't know who that is. If you guys can determine who this guy is, let me know. But this looks eerily familiar, eerily similar to Barack Obama. And if you look at that face, that has to be Bill Clinton. That's a very interesting thing to have in your bathroom if you don't have ties to this individual, as Hillary is claiming about her husband. I don't think she knew much about her husband, but I digress. Moving on. All right, so looks like a cabinet here. You know what I might do for the first video, just to ease you guys into this, because like I said, it's going to be a lot of files. Okay, looks like some more drawers. I may make the first video just 30 minutes, or should I do 100 uh, files per video? Should I do hour-long videos? Are you guys soldiers and you can do 2 hours? Just let me know in the comments. So if you feel a 30-minute video is too short, let me know. I'll do an hour or 45 minutes. Or if you think it's too long, we could shorten it. So we'll just play it by ear. I want you guys to be comfortable with the presentation. All right, so this looks like a hallway, and there's like these little gold things going on here. I don't know what that is. Floor looks like a little plate over there. Okay, it's like a little statue of some kind in that corner. All right, this looks like room C as far as their filing goes. It's a hallway, looks like a little bench, some more pictures. Same picture. Or did I click the same file? Okay, it looks like a closer look. It's like some sort of sculpture head. Sink. Looks like another bathroom. He does love his gold outlaying. I know that's kind of how Trump did the Oval Office at the White House. I don't know if this is the same one. Some gold trimming there. Another picture. Okay, there's a close-up of that head there. Some pictures. Let's see if we can get a close-up of any of these pictures. See if we can make out anything. Not really. All right, so a little side view. Okay, there's that bench, an old school telephone. I don't even know if people have landlines in 2026, but Jeffrey did apparently. Moving right along. All right, Corvette book. There's that gold bordering, some pictures there. So, I mean, we've gone through 51 photos as far as this particular file set from the beginning, and we have already seen a caricature picture of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama in a bathroom, and a painting of Bill Clinton in a blue dress wearing red shoes. So, all right, looks like an elevator. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. We'll do another 10. Somebody's face is blurred out there. Looks like a fire pit. But obviously, if we're going to get through all these files, there's going to be a lot of videos. So drop back early and often, because there's probably going to be multiple videos, multiple days. Excuse me, multiple videos in one day. Obviously, on multiple days if we're going to get through millions of files. Okay, so here's a chess set. Some oblong faces up here. What appears to be like a rope along a long staircase here. Okay, it's a little different angle there. Same room. Oh wow, look at this thing. You know what? This reminds me of that same face thing that they were marching around in the Babylon movie with Brad Pitt when they were having the parties in the beginning. If you've never seen that movie, you can watch like the first 10, 15 minutes, and there's a giant, almost like a floaty or like a parade float that has a very similar face. I don't know what that means, but if anybody knows, please feel free to put it in the comment section. So here we have that gold italics around everything again on the walls. There's a big emphasis on that whole gold bordering. I don't know if it's supposed to be like Athens, Greece, or something like that, because I know they had the gold chariots and all that stuff. I could be reaching, but that's what it reminds me of. All right, so this is another angle of that room. Okay, let's take a look. There is a woman. That's where their rope came from, suspended from the ceiling near the staircase, and more gold bordering. We got candles on the walls. So this is not something you see in a typical home. You know, maybe a lazy boy chair and a couch, but you know, this is different. I'm gonna give this video another 7 minutes, and then we're gonna continue. We're not gonna be finished for a long time, so it could be years, but who knows. All right, looks like some sort of bronze statue sitting on a bench, and a zebra that's been gutted or split, like it's been butchered. That's different. I'm still trying to get over the lady hanging from the ceiling on the rope. All right, another angle. You know what? I think maybe we should do 100 files per video. Okay, that's creepy. If anybody disagrees, let me know. Should we go by minutes or should we go by files? Okay, he's got like a double brimmed hat. Very, very creepy look to the face. Looks very mischievous. What is he watching? God only knows. All right. There is an ape face coming out of the wall. There's the toilet. I wonder if that's probably that same zebra. So that's like an animal themed bathroom. That's a really small place to have a bathroom. And it looked like, did that even have a door? Okay, more gold italics. Little statues and trinkets and stuff. Okay, it's a different angle there. Some moths or something on the walls. It's more like a museum than a house. It's a bedroom, or is that a table? Okay, this looks like a table. There's a picture of a kid or something over here. A gong, some leopard chairs. Looks like some more leopard over there. It's like a leopard themed room for some reason. Okay, there's a very afflicted man. Some mountains on the wall. Maybe these are like little birds. This is the same room. Another look at those chairs. More candles and more landline phones. I don't know what that is. Something. It's interesting. Maybe those chairs were for Ghislaine. I don't know too many. Well, maybe you know what? With the whole gaming theme, the leopard print could have to do with the animals. It's interesting choice of curtain there. Okay, what in the world is that? Is that like a little... That is a human head on a chair. Maybe like a little girl. That is so weird. There's like a little board here. What's on that thing? Can't really tell. But this is this is interesting and weird. That's very weird. Looks like some pictures over there. Maybe we'll get a better look at that. All right, we're 3 minutes out from a half hour, but we're gonna continue. I'm just gonna break these up so I'm not killing you guys with too much information. All right, so they got the matching candles there. There's that. What is that? Looks like a little boy. And there's another head over here. What's with these statues of little kids? So creepy. I think I'm gonna go for 100 files per video, just for starters. We'll just work our way in. All right, looks like doorway. This door's got a circle in it for some strange reason. Yeah, it's like a peephole or something like that. I don't know what's at the... I don't know how you explain that. It's a hole in the door. Okay, it's a little kitchen here. I think we can make it to 100. All right. Little table, some cookies. Nothing too strange here. Another angle of the table. It's a sink. Faucet, the stove. We're gonna click pass. Obviously, we're gonna look at every file, like I said. But if it looks ordinary, then we don't need to spend too much time on it. All right, some pipes. Look a little Swiffer. Who knows what he was cleaning up with that Swiffer? All right, the elevator. Okay, we got a picture. This one is redacted. And who is that in the picture? None other than Steve Bannon. And this guy was part of the Trump administration in the first term, and there is Jeffrey Epstein with Steve Bannon. They must be close because he's got a picture with him, framed like they were dear buddies. Unless he's just a big fan, but that seems a lot for somebody you don't hang out with. All right, looks like pantry or kitchen. Different angle. Same pantry with the door closed. It's like a coat closet. More coats. More coats. I don't really see anything too significant about the coat closet, but obviously whoever was taking these pictures put a lot of emphasis on these jackets. It's got like a sauna vibe to it, but all right, we are almost at the first 100 files. You made it. There's those creepy faces again. There's a chair in the middle of the staircase in case you get tired going up the stairs, I guess. Another picture of the staircase. Oh, wow. This is what's upstairs? Talk about creepy. What is going on here? It's like unclean glass that's molding. Another cheetah print or leopard chair. And I don't know what that is. A bookcase. More gold overlaying. I don't know who the interior decorator was for this place. Okay, well, so it looks like we got a removed file because 90 was here. We just looked at 90 and 91 is gone. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. 91 is a fire extinguisher. Guess I could have removed that one. That wasn't anything eventful. Okay, there's that Swiffer again. Guess I gotta get pictures of everything, but now it is my understanding there are some removed files since the release, so I wasn't necessarily jumping the gun there. I'm sure we'll find some potentially, and we can notate them all. Okay, looks like this is a cultural picture. Looks like an African dance. We're at 33 minutes so far, but who's keeping track? All right, there is a picture. Looks like a view of some water, perhaps, behind some bars. There's another picture of the picture. Staircase. I know these New York mansions, they go straight up because they have that those slim buildings. You know, New York City, when it comes to space, it's limited. So it looks like they're going up the stairs. See what's going on in these pictures here. Looks like people laying down or just sitting around. This might be Italy, perhaps, maybe, like an old picture. The part with the boats, with the guy on the back. forget what they call them. Gonda something. All right. Now we are at file 100, and it's a fire hydrant. But we're heading up to the second floor. So I'm gonna end this first video here. We will start at file 101 in the next video. If you want to know what happened and what is not being talked about, and actually know what the files entail as opposed to random files being brought up on TikTok, we are going to go through them in their entirety so you can get firsthand knowledge of everything that was in the file that pertains to the case, and I'm going to deliver it for you. So if you don't want to miss out on the next video and you're interested in going through the entire Epstein files with me, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'm curious to hear what your comments are as we go through it, and just to see if your reactions are similar to my reactions in regards to some of the stuff that we're finding. But we'll keep it short. I've kept you guys on here already for 36 minutes, and we're just getting started. Thanks for showing up at the Epstein File Review channel, and I will see you guys in the next video where we start at File 101. Take care.